Welcome back to the Daily Buzz 716. Our next guest is a true expert at overcoming adversity by choosing the path of health and wellness. And now her life's work has become helping others to do the same, helping them achieve the goal of becoming their best selves in both body and mind. We welcome to the show certified health, fitness, and wellness coach, Maureen Kemeny.
Welcome. Thank you.
Nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Why do so many of us struggle with healthy lifestyles?
That's a loaded question.
It's your turn now.
No.
Yep, it's your turn
Mercedes has to ask it.
That could be all day, but I think some of the basic things, like one area definitely, is that people take on a lot more than they can do. And so, for example, like January 1st, right? People say, okay, that's it. I'm changing everything. This is it. And they address nutrition and fitness and stress and everything. It's just way, way, way too much. So when I work with people, we scale it way, way, way back. It's infinitely better to approach one little health habit and do it until it's incorporated in an easy part of life, just as natural as brushing your teeth, before taking on something new. So that's definitely a reason.
So learn to say no to too many things? Or?
Right, like just tackling one little habit typically the areas are nutrition, fitness, stress, sleep, self-care. So finding one little thing someone could do daily until that becomes a much...
One hill at a time instead of a mountain?
Exactly, yeah.
That becomes second nature, then you go to the second one.
Exactly, yeah.
What brought you to this this place you're at with healthy living and an obvious awareness of all of these things we need to address? Something drew you here?
I think a lot of it is, one, my parents instilled in us this love of the outdoors, being healthy. I was the first child, the first kid in my school to have whole wheat bread, you know.
Wow.
So my parents were aware of those things, so it was just a natural part of my life. But also my brother broke his neck when he was 23 and was paralyzed, and that's when it really, really hit me. How fortunate am I to get up every day and have the choice? I can choose to go run. I may not want to, but I have the choice. And I approach every day with that attitude that I have a choice. We all have that choice. No matter what our limitations or obstacles are, we have a choice to be doing the best with what we have.
Yeah. Now, in 2004, you got into a horrible accident with a tour bus. Can you give us a little bit of information about that, and how did you turn that around?
Broadsided by a huge tourist bus, and I ended up with 3 severely herniated discs in my neck as well as in my back, and I saw 3 neurosurgeons in Buffalo, and they all said the same thing. You really need surgery, you need to get a plate, you will not be able to run, bike, swim again at the level that you want to do it. And I just knew in my gut that's just not right. So I continued my search and continued until I found someone who told me differently. So I actually went to the Cleveland Clinic.
So what did they tell you at the Cleveland Clinic?
They said, I went to a neurologist who said, yeah, you have enough muscle loss that you really should get surgery. Then the next day I saw a surgeon there, and he said, you can wait. He said, you can wait this out. You won't cause more harm if you take it. So I was on my back for 5 weeks, where I just learned to deal with the pain, and eventually then slowly.
And you did physical therapy?
First thing I did was I went to see an acupuncturist, and that was the first time my pain became a little less. And then I did a lot of physical therapy, and I just, it was my focus. You know, I just totally, little step by little step, documented. And
which is exactly what you said to us earlier. One piece of the healthy puzzle at a time. You had to be willing to be patient.
Yes.
And let your body get where it needed to be.
You're in such great shape now. I'm assuming from your sports and your healthy lifestyle, you were in great shape then too, in 2004. So I'm assuming that probably helped your recovery, right?
It helped, but it certainly put me on a whole new trajectory as well, because then I was like, then I really started to get into endurance sports and triathlons. I had to because I couldn't just run at that point. So that's when I started to was like, okay, I still want to do a lot of sports. I can't just run anymore. So then I started swimming and biking and doing triathlons.
Well, 5 years later, Kilimanjaro. What is the Ironman, your first Ironman?
It was actually a half Ironman, and so the distance for that is the swim is 1.2 miles, the bike is 56, and the run is 13.1.
That's the half, and
That's the
she
half.
did it after an accident.
And so like you did one week and another week.
Oh yeah, no
right?
big deal. Yeah, no big deal.
And you like rested in between, right?
Yeah, and just like what we were saying earlier, you know, you can't just jump on, expect to climb that mountain right away. If you're going to run a marathon, you start very slowly and work your way up. So another big thing is that people don't have a health plan in place. You have to, when I work with clients, we look at a full year out. Like, what's your vision for your health? How do you want to look? How do you want to feel? Who do you want to be? And then we work backwards. Okay, what could that be 6 months from now? How would that look? What do you have to do 3 months from now? And we break it down to actual week and day.
We need to talk more about that,
Yeah.
and we will. We have to take a short break, but we'll be right back to continue the conversation with health and wellness coach Maureen Kemeny and get her advice on the things we can do for overall better health. Stay with us.